also, like, if you've been in speech therapy for a long time and you're concerned about, hey, is my child really progressing the way they should? Is this normal? Is it not normal? When should I be taking a break? I've been seeing the same speech therapist for 10 years. Is that okay? Like, all of those questions I want to help and talk about. I really want to get other people on here kind of understanding that there is so many different perspectives and different people and different parents and different kids that I have to kind of figure out who is best for you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the Authentic SLP. I am a speech therapist that is here to help other speech therapists and families who just are kind of stuck and where to go. I get phone calls all the time from friends of friends who are saying, hey, I have a friend who's concerned about her son. He's doing this. Is this normal? Or, hey, my granddaughter's cousin is concerned that they aren't talking by this age, or they're stuttering, or they're not eating this. And so I end up talking to all of these people. And because I've been around, especially in the Tampa Bay area for so long, I usually know somebody that knows somebody. Honestly, I don't have time to travel 2 to 3 hours around the Tampa Bay area to see all these patients that I want to help families. I just can't see them all, but there's amazing speech therapists in all of these different areas. So my thought was, how can I help people when they do have struggles with their kids connect to other providers, or give them some direction of, is this really a problem according to the American Speech and Hearing Association? Or in something I Googled, can you just look at my kid for a second, watch a video and tell me what you think? Where should I get an evaluation? My doctor gave me the sheet of like 30 providers and I don't know where to go. I don't know, insurance plan to take. My kid has therapy and I need to continue it, but I'm switching companies, and which is the good insurance company? There's just so many things that you guys just don't know. And I am still learning, of course, and I'm by no means an expert in every area, but I usually know which direction to point people to. So that's kind of what made me think of this company / this podcast, that I want to help you guys as family members to know where to turn when you go to the pediatrician. And again, I am not a medical expert. I am not giving out medical advice. I am a speech therapist, so I can always talk to things in my field, and I can tell you when I refer out and who I refer out to. So there is just so many things out there when pediatricians, God bless them, love them. They work so hard, but they have to know so much. They're like general doctors. So at your pediatrician visit, they're asking about, are they exposed to lead poisoning? Are they up on their vaccines? Are they meeting all developmental milestones? But to them, like, a milestone might be they're saying mama, so great, check it off. But really, they only are saying mama, 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 mama while they look at the wall, but they're not actually saying mama to mama. Like, they might not have time to go in depth because they're with you for like 10 to 15 minutes. And there's so many other things they have to look at that they may overlook. And sometimes you're just like, well, the pediatrician says that you're growing, so everything's fine, or that it's okay to wait. But sometimes, like, I know for me as a mom, I have to know, like, if I notice something's going on with my kid, like, yes, I could just wait, but if I could just get evaluated and figure out what's going on and know, then I can better prepare. And I know not every family is that way. I've probably done, I think, over 3,000 evaluations in my lifetime. So I've learned to read that some parents are cool with, hey, my kid's behind, and that's okay with me because I was behind, and I might be in the spectrum, so he might be in the spectrum. I'm okay with waiting a while. But then you get other families who come in who are like, I've researched, I'm on Google, I've been on ChatGPT, and this is what I think they have the diagnosis of. Can you help me? And then I can kind of direct those families too. Like, everybody is different. And so my goal is to help those families in what's important to you and what's important to your family and what's important to your child. So I've been doing all of these evaluations. I realized that this is a huge missing link, okay? Because for an example, we take Medicaid at our clinic currently, and Children's Medical Services through government, which is a Medicaid plan. You do still have to qualify for it through income. It gives Medicaid to special needs kids, and you can also get it through MedWaiver. A lot of stuff I can tell you about, but we're not there yet. So guess what happens when you get CMS? You get a social worker, and guess what a social worker can help you do? Find therapists, tell you who's covered in network, who's out of network, They can tell you about how to get things covered, like if your child is very delayed, like diapers or medicines, Pediasure, other medical equipment that CMS, the social worker, helps kind of guide you there. But if you don't have that or you don't take advantage of it, you just don't know these things. Everybody was like, I wish I would have found you sooner. And I know, me too. I wish you would have found me sooner because now your child's 8 and they're going to need a palate expander and braces. But again, side note, things just to learn about. I've just noticed this huge disconnect between parents and early intervention. Early intervention is a thing. There is research saying that if your child is struggling, that getting them early intervention really helps. And I'm going to be authentic. And what I think it really helps with the most is managing expectations for parents and the child. Everybody's goals for your children are different too. Ask parents is, what is your goal for them? Is your goal for them to be in a mainstream classroom, or is your goal for them to be homeschooled? Is your goal for them just to be happy and live at home with you forever? Or is your goal that they become doctors? Like, what is your goal? Because then the plan of care is going to be different, and who I recommend is going to be different. So it's really important that we are just kind of understanding that there is so many different perspectives and different people and different parents and different kids that I have to kind of figure out who is best for who. So after many years of hearing this from families, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to make a parent consulting business, including speech therapists, because that have been around for a while, and that did not make me qualified. I know a lot of old, really terrible speech therapists, but I spend so much money in continuing education, and I spend so much time in learning and investing in growth, because lifelong learning is one of my core values. And I enjoy learning, but I also enjoy helping other families. And if you don't learn, you can't help. So yeah, that's kind of where this idea came from. If you guys have special needs kids that are older, okay, I'm sure you're like, yeah, that didn't exist. I had to find my friend through a friend of a friend who knew about this scholarship and this, and it's a puzzle. If you have a special needs kid, you have concerns about them, very often you want to get help right away. You want to figure it out. And then you hear so much conflicting advice. The doctor said that they're fine. But then this other friend is saying, hey, I don't think it's normal that they only say letters. They can't say mom, but they can say the ABCs. That's not something that would be considered like typical, by the way. So you get this conflicting advice and you don't know where to go. So I'm here to help you guys know really at the beginning where to go, but also resources. What are scholarships out there that can help you? What are some like respite that if your child is high needs and you need a break, there's places that you can go that help you get support that you need. So that's kind of where this idea came from. I love connecting with people, and I've made so many great connections with people in this area. And, you know, as a clinic owner myself, I know that my clinic's not the best for everybody. I will not be recommending my clinic to everybody. It's for a certain type of patient, and that every different clinic, this is for Tampa now, but I'm hoping to reach other places and learn more about other connections in other parts of the state and maybe country. I think that having that connection with other providers can get families in the right places. Also, like if you've been in speech therapy for a long time and you're concerned about, hey, is my child really progressing the way they should? Is this normal? Is it not normal? When should I be taking a break? I've been seeing the same speech therapist for 10 years. Is that okay? Like all of those questions I want to help and talk about. I really want to get other people on here. I know I'm not the most fun to listen to by myself. So I want to get other providers on here, other dentists, other psychologists, other nutritionists, pediatricians, parents that have gone through these things, like all of that. I would love to have you guys in my podcast and just have more resources in parent consulting. So this is a new endeavor for me, but I'm super excited because it's a need. And I feel like so many families, if I would have been able to talk to them earlier, they wouldn't have wasted so much time and money at places that weren't working for their child because they weren't the right places. And like I said, I'm not giving you medical advice. This is just, hey, if your kid's struggling with A, B, and C, I have heard this clinic really helps. And also you can get the scholarship that can help pay for that if that's a concern of yours. So, yeah, I know a lot of friends that are more into the homeopathy stuff, and then people that are against it, and I don't judge. So whatever you really feel like is best for you and your family, I can point you in that direction. I see things work all the time that there's no way that's going to work, and it does. So I am happy to point people in the right directions of what they are concerned about for their child. One thing I want to say too is before we get too into this, is that if you guys know me, I am authentic. I'm probably somewhere on that neurodivergent spectrum as well. And I will say things that are wrong. I'm probably going to stumble in my words. I'm probably going to talk too fast, and I will probably offend a lot of people. I know I had a friend reach out to me who said not to use Down syndrome, which I stuttered on, and one of the scripts, and I used the word autism instead of children with autism or children with Down syndrome. And so I hope you guys know my heart is not to offend people. I just want to kind of throw that out there. And I know when I put myself out here, I'm going to get a lot of backlash and criticism. And I'm cool with that because I know what I'm doing is genuine and I'm just trying to help people. And so know that my goal is not to offend anybody and that my heart is always with the kids. And hopefully that shines through and I don't get too much backlash, even though I know it will come. Again, if I treated your child and I've offended you by something I said, I really do apologize. The thing that I want to shout from the rooftops, the main reason I'm doing all of this in this podcast and all of this is because I care about your child. So I myself am probably neurodivergent. I had an IEP all through elementary, middle school, high school. I had accommodations through college, through testing. I had to talk to myself in a room by myself. Yep. That's how I could process things. I would verbally say things out loud, which would help me process questions. I would talk to myself, and that was accommodation that I could be in a room by myself so I could talk to myself. So my point is that having diagnosis of ADHD, the diagnosis doesn't really matter. I know how these kids are feeling, and connection is really what it's all about. I just want to make sure that kids are seen as valuable no matter what their abilities are, and that we all learn to love our kids just the way they are and support them in the best way. So if I could get every child in the best therapy for them and the best school placement or homeschool placement or whatever for them so that they feel loved and accepted for who they are and we're seen as the brilliant, competent kids they are, then I would be happy. So I know what it feels like to be misunderstood, and I want to make sure that your child is understood. That's kind of where it all stems from, because I know what it feels like to be in a school and not know how to make friends and feel different and have to have an IEP that makes me try to fit in with kids that don't have IEPs. I mean, it was hard, but I'm successful. I have my own business. I have a master's degree. I am doing well in life, so I'm not saying whatever is going on with your kiddo, their life is good, and they're here for a reason. So hopefully that wasn't too much, and I can't wait to share more. Like I said in the podcast, we're going to have more people on. I would like doctors, and I think we have a neuropsychologist and a parent, and maybe dentists that want to come up here and explain some things. Really important things like how sleep is important, how, all those babies that have trouble nursing. I maybe be seeing a link of maybe some other issues with GI or sensory processing in the future. Like there's just some other things that haven't been really said that I would just love to discuss. And I love where research is going, and I love reading research, and I am excited about the new things coming out. I am available for consultations. If you want to start right now, there will be a link so you can go to my Calendly page and book a session with me to just discuss where your child is and where you think they should go, or what kind of insurance they have, or where would be good in their area. Like I'm kind of like your social worker, and your sounding board, so that you're like, am I on the right track? The doctor gave me 20 people for speech therapy, and I just don't know which one to go to. Like, do I just start at the top of the list? Like, I can help you through that. Who has long wait lists? Who doesn't have long wait lists? Who would you go to that takes your insurance, but you would be there for 10 years? And who maybe who doesn't take your insurance, but you'd only be there for 6 months? There's all those things you just don't know about because no one tells you this. And the pediatricians are so busy. So I'm excited. Thank you for listening, and there's more to come.